How did you find out someone was counting on your death while you were still alive? My oldest friend killed 2 of our crew over 3 years, and I was supposed to be the 3rd. Wes and I had been diving together since we were 19. 6 of us. 1 trip every fall, always somewhere remote, quarries, flooded mines, cold northern lakes with no signal. Wes planned every trip. He was the most careful diver I knew. The guy who checked your gauges before you did. That's why I never worried. 3 years ago, in a flooded quarry up north, Danny didn't surface. Wes was his buddy on that dive. He found the body, hauled him up, worked on him until the paramedics pulled him away. He sobbed at the funeral harder than Danny's own brother. But Danny had dived for 18 years and never skipped a gear check, and Wes told the sheriff his backup regulator had been left in the truck. I mentioned that to Wes a week after the funeral. Just mentioned it. His face went flat and he took a step toward me, close enough that I could feel his breath. What exactly are you saying to me, Reed? I said I was confused, that grief was making me stupid. Whatever I had to say to make him step back. He did, eventually. My hands shook for an hour. 2 months later, Wes showed up to a barbecue in a new truck. Said he'd gotten a deal. Then, the fall after that, Owen drowned on our Montana trip. Went in alone at dusk, they said. Except Owen had told me that morning he wasn't going near the water without a rope. Wes organized the search. Wes found him. Wes knew which funeral home to call before the family did and had a grief counselor's card in his wallet. Within 6 weeks, he'd moved into a place on the water and quit his job to focus on his own thing, a thing he could never quite describe. 2 men, both experienced, both alone, both found by Wes. Every time I raised it, he changed the subject. Every time I looked too long, he looked away first. So when Wes called last October and said we should do a memorial dive for Danny and Owen, just the 2 of us, a lake so far out nobody would find us for days, my whole body said no. He kept pushing, said running from it dishonored them, said I owed them. I said yes, but I said yes with a plan. The night before we drove up, Wes couldn't sit still. He hummed while he packed. He talked the whole 6-hour drive about closure, about how this trip would finally end everything, and I gripped the wheel until my knuckles ached. Second night, he offered to take the fire while I slept. I didn't sleep. I lay in the tent with my eyes barely open, watching his shadow move against the nylon. Around midnight, the zipper went up, and he stood over me with a wrench from the gear kit in his hand. He practiced the swing, twice, slow, above my head like a man measuring a distance. Then he spoke, and it wasn't his voice. It was calm, almost bored. 2 down, this one covers everything. Sorry, Danny. Sorry, Owen. Sorry, Reed. But you're worth more to me gone than you ever were here. I waited until he walked off toward the tree line. Then I took the phone I'd hidden in my sleeping bag, bought in cash, the one he didn't know about, and sent our coordinates to 911 with 4 words. He is killing me. I ran. I hid behind a deadfall about 80 yards from camp with my face pressed into the dirt. His flashlight passed over that log 3 separate times. Reed, come on, man. This is ridiculous. I know you're scared. Let's just talk. A conservation officer named Halverson reached me first, on foot, 40 minutes later. She'd been on that lake 2 weeks running surveillance, and my text hit her radio directly. She put me behind her and waited. When Wes came through the brush, she stepped out with her weapon up and told him to drop the wrench. He ran about 6 steps. She put him down herself. Back at her office, she set a folder in front of me. It was thick. Look at this signature. It was my name. My handwriting, near enough. On an accidental death policy someone had opened 11 weeks earlier. $2 million, payable to a single beneficiary. She'd been on Wes for months. The insurers flagged the pattern before anyone else did. The same man, 3 payouts, more than $3 million, all from friends who died alone in the water with him nearby. He'd been building the policy on me before he ever booked the trip. I haven't been near a lake since, and I still check my own gear twice.